Yes, people. It's the first episode of the new Premier League season. Um, Obviously, all the teams haven't played yet, but I think there's been a lot of games that we want to like break down. We want to discuss players that maybe have caught our eye early on this season. That I think it makes sense to have something out in a new week for you lot to digest. Obviously, you got Chelsea playing Brighton tomorrow, and also Sheffield United playing Wolves tomorrow. So by tomorrow, we'll know the scores of that. But nevertheless, there's still some teams that we just have maybe questions to ask, and what better place than EOTB to provide the answers? You get what I'm saying? What are we saying, people? You look good, yeah?
Calm,
Sweet,
man. Let's
man.
get into it, man.
Lovely
Hey, Premier
stuff.
League is back, baby.
Yeah, man.
I've liked what I've seen so far. Still, I can't lie,
Yeah,
man.
Nah, facts.
it's looking like it's gonna be a very, very positive season.
Apart from your pick for a top four, Josh. I didn't like what I saw from them, mate. I didn't like it at all.
We're one game in, man. Settle down, man. Settle down.
Yo, I'm tryna get my sterling up in the city, so s'il vous plaît. As soon as my child can walk, it's straight Project Mbappe. But all the verbal, as soon as I hear that whistle, we get straight to the action. Come on lads, where's the passion? Do like Alan we wear headbands for the fashion. If the defenders drop back, we counter and then attack them. I got my eye on the ball, I got my eye on the ball, yeah. I got my eye on the ball, I got my eye on the ball, yeah. I got my eye on the ball, I got my eye on the ball.
I'm gonna go. Don't want to do it. I'm gonna go Tottenham fourth.
How?
I'm gonna go Tottenham fourth.
I just saying, I didn't like what I saw, mate. Just saying.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, settle down.
Are you a fan of them or something?
Oh, here we go. I
Well,
just
let's
stand
get
by my
cracking,
judgments.
I mean, I think there's no better place to start, innit? Like Tottenham. Josh, that obviously
Yeah,
that was
man.
one of your picks for the top four. So what do you think?
There's a few things to get to when it comes to Tottenham, man. One of the striking features to me is that if they wish to be a top four, top five, top six club, one of the main things they need to do is maintain possession. They need to dominate possession in a lot of games. I saw a stat before the game started that the average possession throughout the season last year was around 51%.
Yeah.
And when you compare that to the likes of Man City, Liverpool, those teams there, I think Man City were averaging about 67%. So there's quite a big difference there, do you know what I mean? So I think for a side like Tottenham, if they aspire to be one of the big boys, they definitely need to get a hold of games, man, like throughout the season. That's one thing. Another thing I kind of picked up on, I even had this conversation with you, Daniel, earlier, was that for me personally, I think Tottenham can get the best out of their players by playing a whole different formation. And I think for me, Son is better as a striker, in my opinion. I'm not saying that he needs to play lone striker and he needs to bench Harry Kane. I'm saying go over two up top. And we also discussed this earlier about Tottenham do have the kind of players to go over three at the back, but at the same time they don't have the kind of players to go three at the back. What I mean by that is this: I think you could go over two up top with Son and Harry Kane. I think that's a great fit because Harry Kane is more than just your normal striker. He actually has an eye for a pass as well. I feel like he'll do very well with a faster player alongside him in a Son who can finish as well. He's both fitted. As well as that, you have Dele Alli in his natural position, which I believe is a 10, where he can just create and just be himself and express himself. You got the three at the back there, but the issue is that a modern day three at the back, I believe, is more successful when you have wing backs. And obviously, of course, they signed Doherty on the right. He's come from Wolves, who play with a wing back anyway, so I think that's a great fit there. But at the same time, on the left, you don't really have that kind of option. And when you look at Tottenham's team, you have Steven Bergwijn and you have Lucas Moura. And I think to leave both of them out to play two wing backs is kind of a crime in a way. Do you know what I mean? So you just for Tottenham, I think you might take that gamble and possibly play Bergwijn or Lucas on the left, and then maybe play a Doherty to provide some kind of balance, and then put a Winks and a Højbjerg in the middle. That could possibly be an option. But yeah, man, I think Tottenham do have options there, man. I just think that right now they're not playing a brand of football that they should do. I can't tell you what
Josh,
Tottenham's system is at the moment. Yeah,
to interrupt, innit? I think Højbjerg and Winks, I don't like the look of that partnership.
Do you know what it is though?
Go on.
The only reason I say that is because if you're Tottenham and you're going to play that three at the back with the two wide players, if you're going to play with two attacking wide players in a Lucas Moura and a Bergwijn, I think it makes sense to play those two in the middle to just kind of give some sort of defensive balance. Simply because those two you can't rely on them to do defensive tracking for 90 minutes. Do you know what I mean?
No, you definitely have to play them, and I kind of agree. I like the idea of three at the back as well because I like the idea of banging Son and Harry Dele in behind. But I just think, as far as ball retention, because remember you were saying that they lack holding possession. Obviously,
Yeah.
I think the three at the back will help that. But regarding the centre mid partnership in there, I just don't like the look of it, fam. Like they're expecting
Yeah.
Højbjerg to come in and be some G. Like no, he got popped, fam. Alan. To be honest, the whole team got popped.
No,
Alan,
yeah,
Andre
that's what I was
Gomez,
gonna
Decore.
say. What you have to remember is that Højbjerg is a player that plays best when the team has possession. Like he's someone who recycles the ball really well. And what you have to remember is that that Tottenham team didn't have the ball in the game. Like Everton popped them in terms of the midfield.
Yeah, but that's
battle.
what I'm saying. That's a
What-
problem. You got to be able to keep the ball.
I don't think that's his fault. I think you have to more look at you have to more look at management. I like the signings. However, do the signings actually fit what they're trying
Yeah.
to do? That's another question. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's not
Yeah.
necessarily.
And
No, I'm
Daniel,
not trying to.
Go on, Darren.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then
not trying
Josh.
to say that like pinpoint Højbjerg. You know, I'm just saying as far as that partnership in terms of if you want to develop your possession and obviously hold on to the ball more. I just don't think that partnership is like will get you that kind of.
Nah,
result.
do you know what? Do you know what? I disagree with that, man,
too.
because
I
I do
disagree
think that
too.
I think that Harry Winks is a very good player in possession. I think that Højbjerg is a good player in possession as well, and I think that both of them, because they're both acclaimed to the game defensively as well, that helps you a lot. In terms of their signings, I do believe that Højbjerg and Doherty are very good signings. And like me and Danny said off camera, the issue is that Tottenham have addressed issues that they need to address, yeah. But now the next stage of that is those players doing a specific job that they were brought in to do. For example, you can't bring in Doherty and play him at right back because I think that you're getting less than you bought for him.
struggled.
Do you know what I'm saying? That's
The thing with
that's
Højbjerg,
not really his
though, bro.
position.
The thing with Højbjerg, I think he is a good signing, but I just expecting him to come in, start, and lead in improving midfield is a tough ask, man. I don't think he's gonna do that.
I hear that, but with the three at the back, I think what that gives you is that you have that cover with the Højbjerg and the Winks, and that allows your attacking players to express themselves and be free and create. Because I think that creativity is something that Tottenham lacks a lot.
No,
you have to,
So I think that
That's why I was saying I agree with the idea of three at the back. I do agree.
No,
with
but
that.
even the Winks, because you have to look at it like this. Look, who was Højbjerg playing with at Southampton? He was playing with James Ward-Prowse. James Ward-Prowse and Harry Winks are very, very similar players. The reason why it was so successful for Southampton is because Southampton, under Hasenhüttl, play a very, very progressive brand of football where their wingers are very, very fit. They go forward and they track back. The problem with Tottenham and the problem with that I have now with the three at the back or whatever is that the manager is still Jose Mourinho, and for me, I have so much love for Jose Mourinho. He was always in my top three when I talk about managers and whatnot. However, when you hire a manager like Jose Mourinho, you need to know what you're getting in that manager. These players aren't going to be given attacking freedom. He was asking Hazard to defend, for crying out loud. So you should there's no player exempt from putting tracking back into a defensive structure, into defensive shape. You need to sit here and you need to be here. And then when it's time to counter attack, you counter attack when you get the ball and you try and counter attack in your numbers, in your attacking numbers. The problem isn't, or it's not. I don't even think it's necessarily a problem. However, I think they haven't addressed or bought players that are going to necessarily support the manager's philosophy, shall we say? Because look at it, for example.
No, but do you know what the issue is though?
Go on.
I think the issue is, what is the manager's philosophy though? Because we've
No,
seen
we
Jose
know the
Mourinho
manager's
kind of play
philosophy, though.
different. No, but if my point is that if you're, like I said, bro, I personally feel that Tottenham need to get more control of games. So if that's the case, you need to set up your team in a way that you can dominate the midfield and win that midfield
But you're
battle.
saying that
week
you're
in,
saying
week out.
Mourinho,
that,
fam.
but you're
That's
saying
not
that,
Mourinho.
yeah, exactly. You're
But
saying,
that's what I'm saying.
when-
But then if that's the case, then you have to set up for a counter attack. You have to choose
that's
one.
what-
I just
no,
feel
but that's
like
what he-
Tottenham are in a kind of limbo right
I'm
now
s-
where they don't know what
But
structure
what
they're
I'm
playing.
saying is, personally, I see what Tottenham are doing because I know how Mourinho sets out his team. and especially with the all or nothing, you see how he's talking to his players, what he expects from his players. Like, you know what he's trying to do in terms of how he's trying to set up his team. However, what I'm saying is with Mourinho, and the reason why I can say this is because I've had him as a manager. The Mourinho of 2004-05, Porto Mourinho, is not the same as the Premier League title win in 2013. I think it was Mourinho. Fam, he's more pragmatic. He's more industrious. He's more. He's trying to think on, like, his approach to the game is, we're going to stop you from doing what you do best, and then
So it's the opposite of Pep.
win. Exactly. We're going to stop what you do best and win off the back of you not being able to connect from your ability to attack. Do you get what I'm saying? But
And
the
I
problem
think,
with that,
that's the wrong mentality for a club
Yeah,
that
you
top.
can
Spurs
say
ain't
that.
built to do
You
that.
can say,
Spurs ain't
yeah.
built to do
But
that.
I feel like that's why they brought him in, though. Do you get what I'm saying? Because in a way, that's what he's used to win. Do you get what I'm saying? My thing is now, what he's trying to, what was I even going to say? Yeah, I'm saying that now what the problem is with that mentality is when there's a team that is clearly better than you, because Everton now, I can't remember who I was having a conversation with, but they have probably one of the best squads in the league now. Do you get what I'm saying? Maybe top five-ish, best squads in the league. So, like, when a team is clearly better than you, how do you stop that? What do you do to go about stopping
But
that when you don't have the players to stop that, fam? Alderweireld is in his he's in his late years now. You see the way
Facts.
Richarlison caught that ball. Dyer has I've never rated that. I've always said that Dyer, I think playing in Portugal as an Englishman has blinded a lot of English managers to the
Facts.
ability of Dyer. Maybe because he can
Including
speak
Jose.
because he can speak a bit of Portuguese. He's always in the team week in week out, fam. And then you've got who's even the Vincent Sanchez, who I think can be a top quality centre back with the right partner.
same,
He's on the bench.
same.
So, like, you have to
Yeah.
ask yourself these
Which is
questions.
wild.
You got Doherty, who they bought as a right back, and everyone's been saying it. That's always been the question. Can he make the transition, bro? Today he was playing like the furthest winger on the pitch. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Mm.
These
Literally.
issues need to be
They
addressed.
looks like a three at
Yeah,
the
but
back
then
today.
do we
Exactly.
put that
They
down
looks
to
like a three at the
Jose?
back.
Do we put that down to Jose?
No, but Darren, this is exactly what I'm saying though. Is like, if you think about it, yeah, what Jose's done in the past, yeah, I think football's changed a lot. If you look at the top sides in the world, yeah, a Man City, a Liverpool, a Bayern Munich, yeah, Daniel, we even saw it in the final, Bayern Munich. I was even arguing to you that maybe it's a possibility that Bayern Munich will change the way they play in the high line for PSG, and they didn't do that. The top clubs in the world today, they stick by their footballing philosophy and say, you know what, yeah, if you're gonna beat us, then beat us doing what you do well, innit? We're not gonna adjust to what
But
you
that's
lot
what I'm
do. And I
saying
feel like
though.
that's what
Why
that's
is
the
Doherty
and
banging on from the right, fam?
no,
When
but
you
that's
know
what I'm
Everton
saying
are
though.
controlling possession.
If Mourinho has the aspirations to get Tottenham to be a top flight club, which I feel like they should and they could be, you have to employ that same philosophy, bro. We're gonna play this brand of football, and a team is gonna beat us being better than us. It's not that on the day we're gonna change due to who we're playing. Because I just feel like
It's
that's a mid-table
it's
club
a
I
double.
mentality, man.
agree.
It's a double.
I
Quickly,
agree with
just the
that in
last
it.
point. Just
But
quickly,
alright, go
before
on,
you
go on.
come in. It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Like, yeah, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? I think personally that, and I'm gonna backtrack a bit. Obviously, I think I'm allowed to backtrack because it's the first week of the season. But I think Tottenham won't do well in the league with Mourinho as manager, especially because they don't have the players necessary for Mourinho to do well in the league. However, I do honestly believe he will win them a trophy before he gets sacked or before he leaves the club. Because I just think that the way Mourinho manages, it's built for cup competitions. Look at the way Arteta set up his team. He made a lot of those defenders look so much better than they are, and they went on to beat very very good teams to win in the FA Cup. So I honestly do believe
Yeah, exactly.
he can build this team in a way where they will win a cup competition. However, they will always fall short in the league when a team with better quality comes into town and just plays them off the park. Fam, these days now the counter attack and inshallah that only works to an extent. Like, you can have that one off game where the other team can't finish off their dinner, but that's not gonna work every week. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it won't work every week, and the way that Tottenham played today is inexcusable. Regardless of what formation you want to play, fam, at the end of the day, you want your ballers on the pitch to take control of games and do well. Forget the tactics. Your ballers stand out first, and then the tactics obviously push you on to win. And no one played well for Tottenham today, as in
Yeah,
absolutely no one.
do you know what it is? I definitely agree with that. Yeah, but I feel like the kind of if you're a Tottenham Hotspur fan, you kind of have hope in the fact that this game could have easily been a 2-2 game, bro.
Yeah,
If you look at the
true,
chance that Tottenham had,
true.
bro, the Dele Alli chance, which was a very good save, But Pickford had an amazing game, by the way. He controlled his box very well. You had that chance. You had the Doherty chance as well. So if you look at it like that, yeah, this could have easily been a game where Tottenham could have come out with a draw. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So there's still much to change, and I think that's good because I feel like as a side, when you look at your team, you think our backs are up against the wall. You have no more options. That's when you're really done for them. I feel like for Tottenham, there are options there that could be had, man.
Just
yeah,
to make my last point in it, I just think they were lifeless, fam. Tottenham as a whole, fam. I don't think that they showed any, especially in the second half. Like they showed no urgency. It wasn't like they were moving like they weren't trying to get back in the game, fam. And I
yeah,
think Mourinho's got to do a better job of motivating them and them, fam. Either motivate them or because I don't understand how. Because Daniel, you were saying how we expect Mourinho to set up to stop teams. So why is Doherty banging like basically at right wing? Do you know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense.
yeah. No, I
The,
get
the
that.
two things don't align. So
I mean,
I just think
yeah, go on.
yeah, they got to do. Cause I think it's some carryover from last season because we saw similar stuff last season where it felt like they lacked passion. They weren't trying to play for Mourinho, and I think he's got to do a better job of motivating them for sure.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. But on the flip side of the coin, I think Everton definitely looked good. I think Alan, Doucouré, special shout outs to them. I think their midfield looks so much more solid. And then on the other hand, I think because they were always threatening going forward. Because people forget Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison both scored 15 goals, I believe it was, last season. So in all comps, I believe it was. So they've got goal threat. But what they've been lacking is the ability to control games in terms of their midfield. I think their Big Six record, they didn't win any game. Do you get what I'm saying? So, like, for me, that was that's what you call signings that address issues and also suit the style of the manager. Ancelotti wants a
Exactly.
solidified
Hey,
midfield
hey,
to go
Daniel.
with his attack. And then on top of that, just to add, fam, you might say it was unspectacular where he didn't do anything. James is a quality signing for them.
Yeah,
Where he made,
I knew you
no,
were
no,
getting.
no,
I
I'll
knew
get
you were
played
there.
going
well,
there,
fam.
man.
I thought
Fam,
he
he
played
played
well.
well. Like, I'm not saying he was an 8 out of 10. Like, fam, he was a solid 7 out of 10 where he made very, very nice passes. You could see he was easing himself into the Premier League. But the reason why
You
I'm
know what he
saying
kept
that
doing as well?
the reason why I'm like, I don't want to say I was gassing it, but the reason why I'm optimistic about it is because there's only a handful of players in the world that once they get the ball, you're on the edge of your seat. You're thinking something could happen. Like when James cuts in, you're thinking the next ball is gonna be a mad thing. You're thinking the next ball could
Yeah.
be the door, like a
And he
key
kept
to unlock.
spraying it. He kept spraying it to
kept
Digne,
spraying
fam,
it.
when Digne was wide open.
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
obviously in the chat, Daniel was giving James the big one. When I personally didn't think at that point in the game, all he done was really switch balls out wide, innit? But no, he did have a good game to be fair to him. And even in Ancelotti's post game interview, the interview asked him whether he thinks that James is gonna like the league a lot. And he was kind of hesitant to answer that question, simply because James isn't the James of old. He's lost that explosiveness, that sharpness, that quickness. However, his technical ability is still fantastic and it's still
Exactly.
going to be such a huge asset to Everton. I just feel like for James, once he acclimatizes to the league, realize that he needs to get stronger, probably a bit quicker. Yeah, man, it could be a huge threat for Everton, man.
And I don't think there's actually a lot of pressure on him because he was banging basically right wing at the way they set up, but he's not asked to do much defensively. He's got like kind of a free roam type.
But
of
he was
role,
even doing a lot of work defensively, though.
Exactly.
He had a very good work rate today.
and that's
as
a
well.
bonus, fam. I'm sure Ancelotti ain't telling him track back every time. Do you get what I'm saying?
So
if
what?
he's giving
So
you
what,
that, then obviously that's a positive.
Do you man think that for him he's gonna be a right winger all season, or do you think we could see him at camp?
It was an inverted kind of like he was allowed to roam
Yeah,
into
it
the.
depends on the formation,
He
innit?
was allowed to
But
roam into.
Do you think against other teams where they could get exposed with that?
nah, fam, because that midfield of
Exactly,
Alan,
Alan and
Doucouré
Doucouré.
and Andre Gomez, them man are gonna do. Them man are gonna be serious.
And
like, this season. 'Cause
people are gonna, like, I'm telling you now. I was telling my cousin fam that Allen signing, that Allen pickup, teams are gonna be crying their eyes out
Serious.
that they didn't sign him because he's
I'm
in his
telling you,
prime.
fam.
He
At that
controls the
price.
midfield, enforcer. He's what Torreira wants to be, basically. And that's as like simple as it gets, fam. Allen is an enforcer. Like he was putting his body. I think in the first 5 minutes he already made a challenge, like to let man them know that fam,
Yeah.
I've arrived and this is what it's gonna be. Like if I'm playing against you, I'm gonna control the midfield. And fam, Everton dominated the midfield battle. They looked so comfortable in
Dominated.
possession, like it was crazy.
And I think the good thing about their signings, particularly midfield, is the fact that they're not going to struggle to deal with the physicality of the Premier League, man. Bro,
Exactly.
Allen is a warrior, bro. Decore is a warrior. So I feel like in that sense, I have a very, very strong midfield, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
hundred
Even
percent.
Andre Gomez, fam. Andre Gomez gives you a bit of both. Like he's got a bit of bite on him, and then he creates going forward. Like I think they're gonna be, they're definitely gonna be competing with like Arsenal,
Yeah,
Spurs for like that top six, fifth, sixth spot.
yeah. But obviously, we're talking about Everton looking comfortable. Other side of Merseyside, fam. Liverpool were far from comfortable.
Bro, and listen,
Tell me
what was I
about it,
telling you,
bro.
man? What was I telling you, man, last year, bro? I literally said it, fam. You were getting onto Man City, which was very like it was fair enough in it. But I was saying that, bro, it is so hard for a team of that stature to keep up the same level of motivation 3 years on the trot, man. Fam, they've won everything, but they got the Champions League, they got the Premier League. I just feel like now, like, what more do they want,
But
kind
that's
of
why
thing, in it? Like,
signings.
it's hard to sustain
That's why we were
that same
saying.
level, man.
That's why we were saying the mistake of Pep was not making signings to make it more, like, to
Exactly.
increase competition. That's how you maintain
Mm.
hunger. What
And
did
that's why.
What did Alex Ferguson
That's
do?
what.
Alex Ferguson had Rooney. I forgot the season, but he had Rooney. He had a couple of man. And then what does he go
Fam,
and do?
Tevez, and you still go and get Berbatov.
Exactly. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's
But
what
then,
you
but then,
call.
as Klopp was saying in the interview, is not by force to change the team every single year, bro. Like, especially drastically,
No,
man. If
but
you
it's
look at it,
But
like,
important.
adding
they've
to the
still got
team
one of the
ain't
best
changing.
starting
You don't
11s in
have
the
to
Adding to
world.
the
change the
team is
team.
not changing it. It's increasing
Yeah.
competition. The more players, fam. Why not go and
Especially if you're the reigning champs, fam.
exactly? There's no excuse. I don't believe in that. Adding to the team is
No, but it's not that easier to pick out players for this particular system. Like, it's not as easy as, okay, cool, we want
no.
that
Okay,
player, we're gonna
but an
get him. Like,
example, bro.
it's
An
not that simple.
example. They bid for Jamal Lewis.
And
I think
I think they needed about
Newcastle
5
wanted the
million
extra
left.
couple M's.
Yeah,
Extra couple M's. Liverpool said no,
no,
penny pinching. And I think it ended up. How much did he go to Newcastle for? Like 13, 12, 13 M's.
exactly. Do you get what I'm
Like,
saying?
how can you be the champs? How can you be the champs? If you want the guy and they're asking you for extra couple M's, go get the guy. He's
That's
a
what
good
I'm
player.
saying.
He's Premier
Like
League. He's played in the Premier
you're
League.
making it seem like cool. Even if you want to give the excuse to Man City that it's not easy to add players to the system, that's cool, innit? Even though I disagree with that, fine, put that to one side. Liverpool had clear players in sight that they wanted to buy. Till this day, they still haven't bought Thiago.
Timo
30
Werner as
M's.
well.
Thiago, one of the best midfielders in the world. Yeah, I'll get to Werner. One of the best midfielders in the world. We've just seen his performances, as in live and direct. Everyone has stopped playing football. Premier League is
Facts.
done, so everyone's watching the Champions League. And you're telling me they shouldn't go out and spend 30 M's. You think I wouldn't be screaming for if not for the signings Chelsea have made, you think I wouldn't be screaming for Thiago to be on my team? On top of that, Timo Werner been courting him for literally maybe over a year, saying, yeah, we're gonna grab him, we're gonna grab him. As soon as it was time to pay the piece, penny pinching again. Oh, not sure.
And bro,
Not sure.
let's look at the stats. Salah, Mane, and Firmino scored less goals than Marshall, Rashford, and Greenwood. You need goals in the team. You've targeted the guy. The guy's available
Yeah.
at a good price. What's
And
stopping
and
you?
it's
For me, that's just a lack of. They're not moving like champions. They're not moving like
Yeah.
champions. I
and
mean
Now,
that.
in
fam, they're
that,
not
like,
moving at
fam,
champions
no
end
one's
on the
saying,
business
no
end, and
one's
then
saying
on
that.
the pitch end.
Yeah. No, I was just saying no one's saying that they need to affect the chemistry of the squad, but adding quality,
Yeah.
fam, and someone like Timo Werner doesn't take away from the squad. Adding quality like Jamal Lewis as a backup to Andrew Robertson doesn't take anything away from the squad. Adding Thiago for crying out
Yeah.
loud, you can still run the same type of midfield you run with Thiago there. So it just doesn't
Funny
make
enough,
sense.
Fabinho started the game on the bench.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sure. Even to slide off what Darren said, they're not moving like champions on the business end, but on the pit side as well, they're not defending like champions, especially, man. I feel
Bro.
like defensively it was a sloppy game from both sides. Obviously, Koch gave away 2 goals in the first half quite early on, but from Liverpool's standpoint, it's not the kind of defender that we've seen from Liverpool over the past year or so, man. Van Dijk is not looking like the world class centre back that he is, and then should be looking at the best centre back in the world. And you could kind of pin it down to the short pre-season. Maybe we didn't have enough time to kind of work on
No, no
the
excuse,
defensive
fam.
part.
You're the
But
best in the world.
hold
You
on,
can't give
hold
them
on, hold
excuses.
on, hold on. You could pin it down to that, but at the same time, they haven't changed their squad, bro. These are Premier League champions, so really and truly, we shouldn't be pinning anything down on defensive issues from a Liverpool standpoint because you've got the exact same back five as you did last season, man. For Leeds, you can kind of give them a blow. I think they've done very well, man. I think they'll be walking away from that game thinking we probably could have got a draw there, man, or maybe
100%.
even a win, man. I think
100%.
they were very hard done by, man. But I think for Leeds fans, you're walking out of that game into the next game with a whole lot of confidence,
Confident,
bro. Because
fam.
you just gave
Telling you.
you just gave the Premier League champions a very very difficult
Game
time,
of
and
their
I'm telling you
life.
In
now,
their
against a
backyard.
lot, bro, against a lot of our other, and I think Liverpool are one of the teams that are very good at getting away with things, bro. Because a lot of other teams they would not have got away with a win that day, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? A very good game by Mo Salah, but for Leeds fans, you're gonna walk away thinking, "Wow, boy, if we can push the champions to that kind of limit, I can back us against a Man United, against an Arsenal, against them teams." Do you know what I'm saying, fam? They play very well. Danny, your mic is on mute, by the way.
No,
But
yeah.
yeah, man. I think for Leeds fans should be very optimistic, man.
No, I agree big time, and I think they played very well, man. To go toe to toe with the champs like that, obviously, as you said, it shows that Liverpool are frail. There's a reason why I picked them to finish third in the league, man. I just think you have to strengthen. You have to strengthen. So Alex Ferguson showed us, no matter how much you win, the next year is a new year.
So
You can't expect to have the same success when you're not strengthening your
then
team.
if I was to ask both of you a question, yeah, what side of the fence do you fall on with the Firmino debate and how is he a striker? Should he be scoring more goals? No, he doesn't score goals because he does different stuff for the system. What side of the fence do you fall on? Should he be putting up number 9 numbers, or it's fine for him to carry on not scoring? Because arguably, fam, in
Do you
that
know,
Leeds game, he should have scored 2. Like he had 2 big chances in that game. So
bro?
Trust.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I think for Firmino's role, yeah, it goes so well when like everything's going so well until it goes wrong. That's literally how it is for that Firmino role, man. Like he can do all of the doggy work, play as a CDM, whatever, striker, whatever. But the moment he's not contributing to the team as he should, bro, that's when you kind of put into it as like what's he even doing on the pitch, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like for Liverpool, even me and you, Danny, have had this debate before. The system that they play is not a system like tiki-taka football whereby you can carry on for decades. But I feel like their system needs to be adapted, man. That Firmino role needs
Exactly.
to be adapted. I don't feel like this is a role that he can play for Liverpool throughout this whole season and next season, bro. Like things need to change. Hence why I feel like they wanted to get that team of Werner. Do you get what I'm saying? I feel like, yeah, man, Firmino is all well and nice when he's doing that role, but when he's not creating, when he's not scoring, don't look at it like, bro, it's basically a wasted piece, man.
but
I don't
yeah,
think
go on.
I don't think number 9 numbers, like because he plays a different role, and you still got Salah and Mane winning golden boots. So I wouldn't say number 9 numbers, but I think he's got to contribute more. Like I think it was 2 seasons ago that he had like 20 plus goals.
Yeah.
Last season I think he dropped down to like 9 goals. So they definitely, as I said, fam, you can't be the champions in the league and score less goals than Rashford, Martial, Greenwood. That is like, when I saw that stat, I was stunned.
My
So
thing is,
obviously they haven't made any signings to add to that.
Yeah.
I just think Firmino's got to take his game back to where it was a couple seasons ago.
I think maybe just to like tie a bow on it. Like my thing is with Firmino is that I'm a huge defender of his role for Liverpool and what he provides to the system.
I'm a fan as well. I'm a fan.
However, that's no excuse to pass up chances. Because I'm not a number 9 and I missed this chance. It's calm, fam. If the chance like presents itself, finish off the chance. Get your goals.
You have
Like, do
to
you get what I'm
score.
saying? You have to score.
Got to be a killer,
Do you
man.
get what I'm saying? You gotta have that
gotta
killer
be a
instinct,
killer.
and that's what Liverpool have always had, killer instinct, and I guess that's what kind of willed them on against Leeds. But against a better team, that they might not get that goal, they might not get that penalty, for example. Fam, that penalty, 86th minute, Rodrigo, his debut in the Premier League, and he played in the Premier League before, but his debut for Leeds, and then he goes and does that. Like after all the hard work, he goes and does that. Like very very poor. So Liverpool very very lucky. So what does that? What did that tell you, or what did that win kind of say to you for Liverpool going forward into the season? Does it reaffirm your doubts in terms of, because Liverpool have been poor since the turn of the year, since that Watford loss, they've not really been motivated. Like they've not been
the same, innit?
Yeah, they've not been the same. Like,
Bro,
do you get what I'm saying? So does that
I think if
reaffirm
you
your
actually
beliefs?
look at I think 2 seasons ago the strike force was carrying them. Do you get what I mean? Salah, Mane, Firmino, them man were carrying them. Last season, I think the defense took more of the onus. This season, you're gonna need one of them to carry the load. And if we're seeing defensive frailties and Firmino is gonna have another single-digit goal season, Do you get what I'm saying? I don't think you're gonna. Not one of them is gonna be doing enough. So it's like I don't think they're gonna have the same level of success. I think the defense is gonna, it will sort itself out. You still got ballers in there, still got world class players in there, but I don't think it's gonna be the powerhouse that it has been. In addition to the fact that their front line ain't gonna be as potent as it was, at their best.
Yeah, I think obviously I picked Liverpool to win the Premier League this season, more so because I do feel like City will be focused on that Champions League run. But it's very early on, man. There's one game in, man. But obviously, of course, since the start of the year, they haven't been that great. But for this new Premier League season, it's quite early on. There's only one game in. At the end of the day, they did get the win in it. Do you know what I'm saying? And the hallmark of great teams is often getting the win when maybe you don't even deserve it. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's quite early on, man. It'll just be interesting to see how Liverpool progress throughout the season, man. I feel like that's literally the only way I can answer this question. But on a side note, bro, man needs to start putting some respect on Salah's name, bro. I ain't gonna cap, bro. Man needs to start respecting Salah on a big level, bro.
Hey, them
like,
numbers that we posted,
on a big level, bro. Like,
so
fam,
stupid.
Them
numbers
bro, I don't want no more Salah slander, bro. The guy, bro, like, Josh, it's mad.
How can I put it in the chat and you have man them saying, this generation will be killed by stats? What are you looking at? Like, what
bro,
what
like,
are you
fam,
seeing
do
that
you know what
I'm
it is,
not
yeah?
seeing?
Do you know what it is, yeah? And I don't know why man aren't trying to hear Salah. Maybe it's because he's not a flashy player like the Ronaldos and the Hazards, but he's putting up better numbers than Ronaldo was when he was in the Prem. And I don't know what it is. I don't know why man aren't trying to hear the Salah thing, but bro, like, this guy's on crack, bro.
I've already
Like,
said,
he's a
he is,
baller.
I've already
Like,
said
he's a baller.
he
And the
is-
way he's refined his game, fam.
I've said it already. He is the best goal scoring winger this league has ever seen. Full stop. He's number one, and I don't want to hear Ronaldo. Yes, I'll call them out. I don't want to hear Bale. He is the best goal scoring winger we have seen. Puts himself in the position to score all the time. He gets about 4 chances a game. Yeah, you could even argue he's not the greatest finisher, but the fact that he can even not be that great at finishing, but still maybe come away with a hat trick, just goes to show how good he is at scoring. Yes, you can make the argument that Klopp has put him in a system to succeed as well, but I don't care because we can only go by what we're seeing. Like, that's why I don't like when people say that Trent isn't the best right back in the world because he's only a system player. Cool, let him be a system player. But until I see him in another system and him flop, I will continue to say he's the best. Do you get what I'm saying? For that, just to use that as an example, because I still think Kimmich is the best. Kimmich is Champions League final. Kimmich is my guy still. But Salah is the best goal scoring winger we have ever seen in the Premier League, and he's putting himself in the conversation as one of the best goal scorers, full stop. As in, not just wingers. He's putting himself in categories with strikers. And that's when you say, yo.
And that's why you have to respect it for me, fam. In terms of Ronaldo and Bale and them kind of guys, I think, them guys did most of their damage when they got to
later
La
on. But I'm saying for the it's like,
but as far as in the Premier League, yeah, I think you're right. He probably is the best goal scoring winger because, like, he is savage, fam. The numbers that we posted, I think it's 77 goals in 111 games or something. What was it?
It's
something
even less
similar
than
to
that.
that.
Like 0.68 goal to game ratio.
Yeah, like that's up there with some of the best strikers that have ever played in the Premier League. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's
do you know what it is though? Yeah,
like, you have to respect it, and he's winning. He's winning trophies as well.
To be fair, yeah, to be a devil's advocate. At the same time, we spoke about Ronaldo and Bale when obviously they were getting those numbers when they pushed out of the Premier League and later in their career. But you have to think this is basically Salah going from the Premier League like Ronaldo did to the La Liga because he came back into the Premier in his prime. If you think about it like that, do you know what I'm saying? So he's coming in here in the prime of his life, whereas these men they started in the Premier earlier on where they were younger. Do you know what I mean? Newer and fresher to the game, but he's coming in as a bigger man. But that's just plain devil's advocate. But besides that, man, still an incredible player, man. Still give him his roses while he's still here because, bro, he's doing something that we ain't never seen from a winger, bro, in the Premier League.
And to be honest, I think if they do want to achieve like the heights that they have been at, he's gonna have to have a monster season. Genuinely, I think he's gonna have to have a big
question about that Liverpool team though. The Virgil van Dijk debate. Keep talking about it. We keep speaking about Van Dijk, how they've put his name with the greats. Obviously, he has his title now. He has his Champions League. Where do you guys fall on that debate in terms of Van Dijk and where he ranks in terms of the greatest Premier League centre backs?
But my stance hasn't changed, man. Not better than Terry, not better than Vidic, not better than Ferdy. He's up there, man. Not better than Company.
Tony Adams.
No,
No, I think he's on that Tony Adams level though.
yeah. I think he's on that level, man. I wouldn't say Tony Adams was better. I wouldn't say that. I think he's in that kind of category, but he's not in that upper echelon of
echelon.
Premier League centre backs, man. That one is for a select like three, four
And
man
let's
if we're
not
being
forget,
generous.
the likes of JT and Rio, those guys were actually doing it from young. Do you know what
For
I'm saying? Them
years.
man were consistent from
For
young.
years.
Rio was the captain, I think at the age of like 21, 22
Yeah.
of Leeds, who made it to the Champions League semi-final. Like Van Dijk was banging for Celtic probably these times.
Yeah.
So I think there's,
And
there is
do you know what
leagues
it
and
is? Yeah,
levels. Performance-wise, he's hard, but
yeah.
he ain't got the longevity.
To be fair to him, and because of all these Vidic and Terry stands, whenever Van Dijk makes a mistake, they're always on his back. And to be fair to him, like centre backs make mistakes in it. We've seen all centre backs, however great they are, make mistakes, man. So I think we should be careful when we're jumping on his back. But he's an incredible player, bro. But to be mentioned in that category, bro, you need to be more than just a great player, man. These men, like you said, they've been at it for years, bro, and won titles upon
One thing
titles,
I'll
man.
give to him though is that I do. Or feel free to disagree with you. Disagree with me. I do think he's the best centre back we've ever seen in terms of his prime and in terms of his assets, in terms of his abilities. Like I don't think I've seen a centre back as quick as like aerially dominant, can pass out of the back comfortably, defensive awareness,
Yeah,
can intercept and can also score a goal. Like he's got everything across the board. Like I don't actually think
yeah.
in his prime, especially when we were
No, I
seeing him
agree.
at the top level, I don't think he has a weakness. Like, do you get what I'm saying? But when it
I
comes
agree.
to
I don't
great,
Yeah, I agree
disagree. I
still.
don't disagree. But what I will say is,
yeah, go on,
yeah, I
go
don't
on.
disagree. But what I will say is, I think it was Rio that made this point. He's not going up against two strikers, or rarely. Do you get what I'm saying? And also the caliber of strikers. Obviously, I think the high level strikers are still there, but you don't have the hard nosed strikers that you had in the lower level teams back in the day. Do you get what I'm saying?
And I think as well as that, you could possibly even give an argument that of those upper echelon centre backs, he probably has the weakest partner as well, bro. We saw Terry and he had Ferdinand as well, but I feel like Van Dijk, he's pretty much a standalone in that Liverpool back two, if you will.
Yeah, that's fair to say. To be
I
fair.
mean, but you say that, but then people are saying that 3 out of the 4 of the defensive line are the best in their
Oh, world
position.
class.
Are the best in their
But then
position.
look at but then,
Not
look-
just
but then
one
look at
side.
And Allison is no
look at
slouch
the
either.
back fives that look
yeah,
at the back
4 of the 5.
no, but look at the back fives that Terry was working with, bro. He had man had Ashley Cole, man had Petr Cech, like he had players
No,
as
no,
well,
no,
bro.
no,
And I would
no.
say
But
that
what I'm saying is, like, now, fair enough, yes. Back in the day, we recognized that the quality was different. We had numerous of quality left backs, numerous of quality right backs, and whatnot. However, these men in the back line are still the best in their positions. You get what I'm saying? Even if you've taken it down a
even then,
notch,
there's a caveat. There's a caveat on that though,
what's the
and you know
caveat
that.
to that?
The caveat on that is that there's not a lot of quality fullbacks in the world, and because these that are playing the best right now, naturally we have to put them as the best fullbacks in the world. But really and truly, in the grand scheme of things, they aren't the greatest of fullbacks that we've seen, really and truly. But Cole was the best left back in the world, bro, for a period of time, bro, and that was in a world where there were a lot of quality fullbacks, man. But now you can't name me 3 world-class fullbacks aside from Trent and Robertson. Like you can't.
Kimmich.
Yeah.
Three. I said three. I said
Oh,
three.
yeah. But yeah, no,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
that's fair
So
enough. That's fair enough, innit? I mean, when I look at Liverpool, I think I still put them second. I didn't have the confidence to put Chelsea above Liverpool. I just think championship experience in your current team will
Is that because
still.
you scared?
Pardon?
I said, is that because you scared?
I said scared, You have more on your plate than I do, fam. United are trying to go about this league quietly because Chelsea have made bad signings. They don't know they've got huge expectations as well, fam.
you're in for a shock.
Huge expectations.
Wait, you don't think you have huge expectations this year?
Not huge, fam. I'm expecting
Hey,
us to finish
Darren.
fourth.
I mean, Josh, chat to your boy.
You're Man
Huge
United for
expecta-
God's
it's fourth
sake.
huge expectations.
You're Man
So
United.
you want to go from third to fourth?
No, I said I'm expecting us to finish fourth. That's just the reality. I'm expecting us to cut the points gap, yes, but as far as expectations, they're not huge.
Yeah, but if you go from it doesn't. If you cut the points gap and finish fourth, it's been a terrible season, a sackable season, in fact.
But Chelsea are better than us. Man City are better than us, and Liverpool are better than us.
That
So why is it sackable?
we didn't have that same excuse, and we finished in the top four. Everyone was better than us when the season started. So
You're Man
why are
United.
the
Look at
goalposts
you.
why have the goalposts changed
You're
now?
Man United.
Why have the goalposts changed?
Wait, why are we even chatting about United? We ain't even played the game.
No, we're allowed to. No, because I'm seeing you for weeks now talk about the signings Chelsea have made and where they expect to finish, and now I've just said you have huge expectations coming into this season, and you're telling me you don't.
No, I think there's pressure on Oli, but as far as Man United as a team, I don't think we have huge Fam, what is fourth place finish like some huge expectation or something?
I'm saying
Because that really is the.
Why are you not challenging?
Why are you not as angry as I am?
Why are you not challenging?
Why are we not challenging?
Why are you not as angry as I am?
Why are you
Because we got Oli Gunnar Solskjaer at the helm.
You got Donny, you got Van der Beek, fam.
Aye, let's move. Man said, why aren't we challenging? Let's move on, man. Let's move on.
This guy's on ropes, you know. How are you not fam?
You see, you're trying to get out of it.
You think Man United should be challenging for the league?
They should be putting up a some sort of challenge anyway. You finished third last year. You finished third.
No.
You finished third.
Yeah, one of our worst seasons in the history of the club.
But you finished third. This point still stands.
So what?
So it means progression. You either finish third again or push on. You don't go backwards.
No,
exactly.
because if we have more points but finish fourth, that don't mean that it's a worse season.
So if you have more points but finish fifth, which is possible, what happens then?
Yeah, that's obviously that. Then we can talk sackable.
Because it's Champions League and one's Europa League.
Yeah, obviously.
Fair enough, innit? But you, don't worry, you're not getting out of this lightly, boy. We're on to you, fam. But nah, hey, you, man. Speaking of, I'm even taking Daniel's rather. Sorry, bro. But speaking of top four sides, man. Speaking of top four sides, man. On the weekend, I saw a very impressive Arsenal team, man. Fair enough, it was against Fulham, and you know, you do what you got to do,
like
innit? Bro, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You do what you got to do against Fulham, but it's the way in which they won the game, which was very impressive for me, man.
Because apparently, I have to say this in it to all my Arsenal people. Apparently, I'm biased. Apparently, I never give credit to Arsenal fans. Apparently, I never give credit to Arsenal. So what I will say now is, and put it on the record, Aubameyang is a top 3 striker in the world right now.
Yep.
And that's facts.
Yep.
I could go as far, if we take Mbappe out of it and say he's just a forward, I'd say after Lewandowski, it's Aubameyang right now in terms of form, in terms of just how they're carrying themselves on.
Hold on, Ronaldo's a striker, by the way.
No, but Ronaldo and Messi never count in these debates, man. Come on.
Okay. So you're saying he's the second best striker in the world after Lewandowski?
Second best striker in the world after Lewandowski, yes. Based on form anyway, he's the second best.
Okay.
So I'm putting that on.
I'm still taking Aguero, but I'm a big
No, I said based on form, innit? You can't...
Based on
form. Based on form. So I'm putting that on the record. And of course, Arteta, it looks like he's building something at that club. Like, you can see his vision, you can see what he wants to do with that team. You can see that Willian is a piece that fits. Like I said, fam, I said Willian will be a good piece. I said you need to wait longer down the line, because with Willian, it's always been about he can have that one outstanding game, but then go missing for the next 10 games. Like, that's literally been our problem with Willian. So I'm saying let's just wait in it to see. But as far as first games go, Arsenal have looked the best out of every team that's played so far, probably. And yes, again, it was against Fulham, but games literally.
You still got to do the job, man.
Still got to finish your dinner.
You still got to go out there and do the job, bro.
I think defensively. Yeah, let me just make one point, Daniel. Defensively, I think they've improved drastically. Arteta's doing a great job drilling them. Because, fam, it was a makeshift defence that they had, you know. Gabriel, first game in the Premier League, Holding. Obviously, he played last season, but he's not really established. And then they had Tierney. That's not... And then, obviously, Ainsley and Bellerin. It's not a great back line, but obviously, when you put them together, you got to give Arteta credit for drilling them. I think El Neni had a good game.
Fam.
Do you know what I'm saying? If you have guys like that coming in and playing well, you got to give credit to the manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you know what it is? Like I said, innit? Obviously, all of these games that we're talking about is with like one eye, because obviously the first game or opening game of the season, whatever. So you know what I mean. We don't want to get full steam ahead or whatever. It was very impressive by Arsenal, but again, I don't want to get too excited, man. But yeah, Arteta's doing a very good job for them, man. It will just be interesting to see how they progress. I feel like their squad depth has definitely strengthened. Pepe's got more competition now with Willian coming in, so that's very good as well. I feel like maybe you could see a resurge of Lacazette. possibly. We're having a much better season than he did last year.
I love him, man.
Do you know what I'm saying? I think if he can be the kind of striker that they need, I think if he can be the first season Premier League Lacazette, then Arsenal are definitely in top 4 contention, man. Definitely, man.
Yeah, I think I probably did like sleep on them in terms of top 4 contention. Again, I don't want to make any like claims now because it's against Fulham, and yeah, we have to remember that. But however, you see, before the week started, before the game started, obviously Aubameyang signed a new contract. Arteta gets like kind of, you can call it a promotion in many ways, moved from coach to like first team manager, so he's got more responsibilities now. And I think the thing that you look for in a manager when he comes to your club is, can he make the current crop of players better than what they are, especially with the resources that Arsenal have. They haven't got endless resources, they haven't got an endless budget, so they need to, or Arteta needs to show that he can improve players, and he's showing he can improve players, because only everyone thought he was out of the door, but looking like someone that's quality. And just some news to like point out to you, man, they're trying to sell more players to get enough money to either buy, so it's either, they're not getting both, but it's either to get Hassem or Party. Party is a 50 mil release clause, and Leon wants 60 mil for OR, so do with that.
Apparently, they might sell Emmy.
Who do you man think is a better fit for them?
It depends on the formation, fam, but probably Party.
I don't know yet.
I would have said Auba.
Would be so nice for them, but then in a 3 at the back, like, where do you play him?
You play him in centre.
You can play him in a 2 with Xhaka.
Yeah.
Play him in a 2 with Xhaka.
Yeah, then you lose Ceballos. There's a lot of things. I feel like Arteta is buying players anyway to build a 4-3-3. I don't think this 3 at the back is what he's going with, but however, it's working. So don't change what's working, innit?
Exactly.
That's why he's sticking with it, innit?
For sure.
Yeah, so yeah, but Arsenal, man, like, the thing about Arsenal is that they can always do this. They can always give us this.
It's true.
Like, they can always do this to us. Like, I don't want to, like we keep on saying, we don't want to be too quick to say things like, fam, I was watching Arsenal Fan TV today just to have a look at how it was without Troops, and DT isn't on it anymore. Someone was like, Gabriel's looking like prime Rio Ferdinand, and then I had to turn it off, innit?
What the hell?
Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
this is why Arsenal fans get so much.
This is the hope they put themselves, like, and it's their fault.
They do it to themselves, you know. They do it to themselves, bro.
They do it to themselves. However, I'm not criticizing Arsenal because I don't want them to say. I want to make sure that this has been a Arsenal appraisal day from Daniel, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? But nah, they're looking good, man. They're looking good. Final question that I want to ask you boys. What are you expecting from Havertz and Werner tomorrow? What are we expecting?
Look at this face!
Hey, if we don't win comfortably, yeah, you man can comfortably. You have every right to.
Oh yeah, you know it has to be a comfortable win.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't mind.
I don't want to hear a 1-0 and the possession split was 55-45, bro. Because I'm hearing Timo Werner scoring 20 out of 20 on a training pitch, bro. So, bro,
all I'm gonna say is, and if you lot want to disagree with me, that's fine. Innit? I know in my head where I'm at in it, where my team's at. It's the same defense. There's no Thiago Silva and there's no Mendy in it. So just saying, if we concede, it'll be a 3-1. If we concede, it'll be a 3-1 because it's the same defense.
No, obviously we'll look at it with an analyst eye, man. Of course, man. But yeah. I'm expecting a comfortable win for Chelsea, man.
Fireworks. I'm expecting fireworks, bro.
100%.
I want to see what this Hazard money really.
And then when you see it,
that's what I want to see.
I want you lot to come out and say we look impressive. I want to hear all the praise.
I'll give you an honest criticism, as I did for every other team on this episode.
Needed, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? I'll
give you my honest opinion. Honest opinion.
Not talk too much, but yeah, man, lads, it's been great. I think it's important to mention, just in case we don't get to touch on it properly, that fam, Houston Rockets, bro, you need to allow it, fam. You get me?
You man, in a bit.
You don't know what they are.
In a bit, it's been good, man. It's been good, man.
But yeah, man, it's been.
You man, take care, man.
Out, fam.
Deuces.